What's up, guys? It's Zach. I'm here with my best friend Max.
What's up, guys?
We decided we were going to do a little dual vlog action today because Max has a story to tell.
Yes, I've got a fairly interesting story to tell. It is the story about how I rear-ended a cop and drove away without a ticket or anything really, just kind of a slap on the wrist.
Did you get a warning?
No, not even a warning.
Not even a written warning, wow.
I had gotten written warnings before, but I've been driving for 2 years now, and I've never gotten a ticket. That was my phone, if you're looking around for a phone.
I also I should have looked, because the sun's behind us, so we're probably gonna be very dark faces in this video, but...
Then let's wait for a different part, because this is gonna be like an hour-long drive. We'll have a better part. Historical marker. I make it a point to stop at as many historical markers as I can, because when you do it, they're actually really quite interesting. Like, I stopped at the one on Anderson Mill, and there's an actual mill where Anderson, like Thomas Anderson, where Anderson Mill is named after. Yeah. Like, he lived and made gunpowder for the Confederate Army.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
I got to be in the building where Thomas Anderson, the namesake of like the biggest road in Austin, Texas, is like making gunpowder for the Confederate Army of Texas. Like, that's pretty crazy. And then he turned it into a corn mill, and it was the only corn mill for like miles, and farmers would go and they'd camp outside the mill for like 37 days at a time to wait and get their grain.
Why are you driving like a grandfather?
What do you mean driving like a grandfather?
You're going 5 under.
Yeah, so is this guy, and so is everyone else, because it's high traffic, Zach. I don't want to rear end anyone. Speaking of rear end,
they're so far away!
And there's a biker. Zach just isn't very... Oh, look, see? I wanted to be able to stop at this yellow light.
See, I make it a point to get as close to every biker as I possibly can without hitting them.
That's a Passat, too. Passat buddies!
Anyways, Max, let's hear that story about you rear-ending a cop. Oh, crap, gave it away.
Okay. Okay. So, it was sophomore year. It was like one of the first couple of months I had been driving, and the week before I had just rear-ended a truck, and I hit his triple ball hitch. Ooh. The restart. Okay.
Just continue with the story. You hit his triple ball hitch,
and it messed up the front of my car. Like, I had a hole in my license plate. I had a hole in the bumper.
Aren't you still missing, like, the trim around one of your fog lights?
I'm missing the trim around one of the fog lights.
That's how I tell his Passat apart from other people's Passats.
Yeah, and it's how my mom tells my Passat apart from different Passats. And it's really gotten me in trouble before. I've checked every freaking parts store, like, in all of the, like, used parts.
Everything's online. I'll find you that part.
Okay, Zach's gonna find me that part. We'll do a video of me putting it on. That'll be real.
I'll actually make you put it on, and then it'll actually be somewhat entertaining because you'll be confused.
Oh, no. I know a lot about cars, and by that I mean I put a truck battery in this car yesterday. Not really intentionally. I kind of bought the wrong one, and then I beat the engine bay. I beat it really hard and then just opened up a little more room to fit the battery in. And it looks a little jank, but my dad says it works, and so I think it works. And I think we're good.
I mean, the car's running and we're driving, so obviously it did something.
A week ago it didn't start. Were you in it ever? Yeah. It was like...
No, I was never in it when you were trying to start it, but I remember we wanted to go climbing and we couldn't.
Yeah, it progressively got worse too. It was like... At first it was like... And then it would be...
Yeah, then it just wouldn't start.
Yeah.
Anyways, front of your car was all messed up.
Okay, anyways, the front of my car was all messed up. And I was scared. This was the first time anything like this had happened to me. And so I was super scared to go home and tell my mom. And so I parked in the driveway, and I parked super close.
Oop, ambulance.
To the,
You parked super close to the garage door.
Yeah, so that nobody could see it, because we had guests over that night. And I wasn't about to tell my mom I crashed into a truck over dinner with guests. And so I waited till after dinner. And then they were furious. And so I had to pay $2,000 to get it fixed, all of this shit. And I got it up and running. And then a week later, on my way to school, I was changing out the CD in my car. I wanted to go from Green Day to the Dirty Heads. And as I was grabbing the next CD and turning into the Vandergrift, as I was turning left onto McNeil, like the road our school is on, I didn't see the cop in front of me, and I just straight rear-ended him at about like 5 miles an hour. Like, I caught myself, but I just straight up hit him.
I think maybe you needed new brakes at the time as well.
Yeah, that was about that time. And I just straight up hit him, and I was like, I looked up from my Dirty Head CD, and I was just like, ugh. And after that, I was just scared really bad. And
you're getting better. You're getting better.
And the cop turns his lights on, and I know immediately, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. And he pulls me over, and he's like, go to the church parking lot. And so I pulled over in the church parking lot. This is the only thing. I pull in the church parking lot. This is the only other thing on Vandergrift Road, aside from the apartment complexes. And he comes in, and he comes next to me, and he's like, he looks real busy. He's talking to someone on the phone. I'm like, good Lord, I'm going to get in a lot of trouble. And then he gets out of the car. He's like, I need to go somewhere else. I need you to wait right here. I'm like, are you kidding me? And so I waited. Do I get off and
No,
burn
get
it?
over.
Oh, come on, turbo.
Is this car turboed?
Yeah, it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. I've seen it. I've touched it myself.
Okay.
Where was I?
He asked you to wait in the church parking lot.
And so I waited for about 10 minutes until he got back. I still don't know what he was doing in that, 10 minutes I was waiting there. But he came back, and he's like, okay, we're license and registration. I get it all out. I've had it out for 10 minutes. License and registration. I get it all out. I've got it out for 10 minutes. I was sitting there just worrying to death. But what happens next, I can't say is really ethical. But it got me out of a lot of trouble. So this is the real story of what happened when I rear-ended a cop. Where was I?
You're sitting in the car scared to death.
Oh God. And so he comes over, I give him my license and registration, and he's like, well, do you want to come out and show me what happened? And this is the week after I had wrecked my car, remember? So it's already got damage.
Did it get fixed by that point or not yet?
Not yet, but
Okay.
No, it got fixed to where it worked, but it didn't have cosmetic fixing.
Yeah,
because
like
I was cheaped out because I'm silly like that. I eventually got it done, except for that corner panel he was talking about.
Yeah, the little fog light trim is still not there.
Actually, the hole in my license plate's still there too.
Huh.
But okay. So he comes out and he's like, did you do this to your car right now? I was like, no, I hit someone earlier this week. And he was like, you're really not good, huh? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. And he sees the car seat in my back seat. And he's like, why do you have a car seat in your car? I was like, well, my mom works 2 jobs, and I have to drive my little sister around all the time, and I sometimes take her to daycare before I go to work too. He's like, wow, so you work a lot, huh? I was like, yeah, I really can't do this ticket. And I start crying. I had been in acting. This was sophomore year, so this is the prime time of my acting career. I was in theater. I was in varsity theater doing 1-act play. So I start crying, and I'm crying, and I'm crying, I'm crying. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. I can't explain why this happened. It was totally my fault. I can't do anything to make this better. I don't know what to do. Here's my insurance. Like, what happens next? And he's like, come look at what you did to my car. And I walk over, and he's got this armored bumper, and there ain't nothing on his bumper. And he's like, he gets real close to it, and he points to like this tiny little scratch. And he's like, the this is what you did to my car. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm still crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry that happened. What do I need to do? Do I need to pay it? Is there like a fine? He was like, and he takes his thumb and he goes, and he just wipes it off, and it's gone pretty much. It's gone. He's like, we don't really have a ticket for this. There's really, nobody ever told me what to do for this. And I'm just gonna need to call my boss. I'm like, I do this stuff at the movie house. When I don't know what to do, I'm like, I'm gonna call my manager, figure it out. Like, that's what this guy was doing. And so he's like, he gets back from the car, he's done. He's like, yeah, we don't really have any kind of ticket for this. I don't know what to do. Like, my car's fine. You weren't breaking any laws except for following too closely, but I obviously see that you're a hardworking individual. You don't need to be doing that right now. I'm sorry that I ran off before I gave you this ticket, or didn't give you this ticket. I don't know. And he just let me go. He was like, have fun at school. Bye. And I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And I get in my car and I'm like half a mile from Vandergrift, and I pull in.
Move over a lane.
And I'm just going, whoa! Whoa! Like that. And I was I was crying and screaming and like, yes! And I get into pre-cal, and I'm like, Miss, come on, guess what? And I tell Miss Pryor comes in. I'm like, Miss Pryor, she's our assistant principal. I'm like, Miss Pryor, guess what I did? And she's like, what, Max? And I'm like, I rear-ended the student resource officer and got away scot-free. And she was like, no way. And I'm still kind of crying at this point, and everyone is like, what? And for the whole day, I had the coolest story. And so I was telling everyone in PALS, I told every class period of PALS that story. Everyone was like, you're a legend. And I saw him in class that, like, this is the same student resource officer. I was like, bro, thank you so much. Like, not only did you spare me a ticket, but you gave me a good-ass story. And for that, I'm thankful.
Yeah, I can honestly say that I don't have any awesome police stories like that.
Oh, I've got more. You want to hear another?
Sure. I'm going to use this ending for both videos because I forgot to film an ending last time. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see more of Max, make sure to leave it in the comments and to like this video. And we'll make sure to get him on video more often. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Alright, Max, you have to do the peace part, okay?
Peace.
No, and then you cover the camera.
Oh, no?
God.
Really?
Yeah.
Peace. Like that?
Perfect! We're gonna have to go left, by the way. I just remembered that.
God damn it, sorry. Okay. Which one of the... Okay, there's a Christian. They gotta forgive me. They got a cross in there. Yeah. And she was texting.
Oh,
you deserved it.
Okay, try not to swear.
Oh, yeah. You can cut out the...
That's what I've done in the past, in like past videos. I will just cut out one word of the video.
That's
and
funny.
like sometimes you can't even tell, but it's like in my day in the life video, Joe swears and I just cut it out, and like it's actually kind of hard to find, but I mean it's not, because there's like one shot of Joe, and now that I told you that it was Joe, you're gonna know. But there's like one part that just one word that's cut out, and it's like actually kind of hard to tell.
I kind of want to watch that. Oh, this is a beautiful road. This is time to do the vlog. I went roller skating there.
All right, continue.